What we're working on. Many people are reporting that gameplay is feeling too slow. Sometimes it's come in the form of people saying that monster life is too high, or player damage is too low, or areas are taking too long. In this post we'll talk about some of the things we've already done and some of the more changes we're planning on making. Huntress specific concerns. One of the major concerns we've seen from Huntress is that a lot of power of the class is locked behind the parry mechanic, and some players do not wish to parry. Getting frenzy charges without parry is an option available to the class later on, but there are no other early game options that don't involve parrying. I don't know, dude, even when I did parry, I didn't do damage. I mean, I'm sure, honestly, it's probably fine now with the HP change. We want to give early game players the option to get frenzy charges without parry, but we have to be very careful not to make this too easy and remove the rewards for doing the parry combos. In order to do this, we're adding a new skill in the second row of the spear skills called Call the Weak. Effectively the same as Killing Palm, but for frenzy charges. If the monster is in culling range, Call the Weak will charge the monster, kill it instantly, and give a frenzy charge. Also want to improve the feeling of parry more generally. Two issues we have identified are that in some cases it feels like you should parry monsters but don't. In other cases you actually get heavy stun in cases where you feel like you shouldn't. We are currently investigating improvements to these. What about that when you parry things, the AoE on actually disengaging is so small that most of the time, or maybe not most of the time, but like half the time, you miss the actual monster that has the parry buff on it. That's my biggest issue with parry. I parry a giant pack of monsters, I disengage, and I get nothing from it. The other bit of feedback are players who don't want to enter melee range at all. Well, the primary role of the class is incentivizing a ranged melee hybrid style, so we do think we can improve on this type of gameplay while still incentivizing both types of attacks. To make this gameplay feel better, we are going to be buffing the speed of spear throws generally, but especially lightning spear. Oh, that's pretty big. Lightning spear already is like pretty good for clearing. Damage will remain the same, meaning that you'll get approximately 25% buff to DPS from only using Lightning Spear. Some other spear throws will see. Wait, that's kind of. Oh, they're not even gonna. That's pretty good. Some other spear throws will receive slight speed increases too, but they generally have other mechanics that mean attack speed on them is less relevant. I was not expecting lightning spear buffs. I'll tell you what, that was not on my bingo. It's not on my bingo card, but cool. Player minion damage and life. One of the areas of major balance adjustment in 0.2 is the minion life and damage curves for players. In 0.11, minion characters are getting very out of control values, mostly being able to significantly increase gem level on these levels. Previously significantly reduced the growth of minion life and damage as these gem levels. Tension was mostly at the top of the end game, but it seems this had an unintended effect on campaign play as well. I'm currently making a change to the damage and life that minions get during the campaign to be similar to before while still keeping the scaling nerfs that are introduced to higher minion gem levels for the end game. Wait, how do you try and nerf it for like late end game and you hit tier 1 maps that they can't even clear a white monster without dying? I'm not sure how you get there. Monster life too high. One of the first things we looked at when considering clear speed concerns was the monster life curve. We found the monster life throughout most of the campaign after Act 1 was probably too high. We made an adjustment to lower life by 25% through most of the campaign. This change has been deployed already. It was a good change. The second issue we found was that the life bonus on rare minions was incredibly high. That was already fixed. That's also feels fine now. Large area sizes. Many players are reporting that the areas feel like they're too large. Normally when this is the case, the main reason is due to other concerns such as monster life or player damage being incorrect. What? No, it's because the area is too large. Rather, what Jonathan said was true. the zones being huge wouldn't be a problem if there was actually like good content in them, but instead there's just a few monsters every couple feet that drop nothing unless it's a rare monster. But what is this line? This is weird. Many players are let me make sure I'm not like misunderstanding here. Many players that are reporting that areas feel like they're too large. Normally when this is the case, the main reason is due to other concerns such as monster life or player damage being incorrect. I don't get it. Or just a lack of entertaining content in the area. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. However, we are checking in to see if there are any outliers that players are spending too long in to see if any changes the area size need to happen. In the meantime, we did notice that there are some areas that don't have sufficient checkpoints, so we're doing a pass of adding some more of these. Okay. I'll take it, I guess. I mean, whatever. Crashes and disconnects. Alright, yeah, blah, blah. That kind of thing happens. I don't really care about that. Quality of life features. We're additionally working on a few extra features that should be released relatively soon. The first one is adding a system for bookmarking locations on your Atlas map. Hell yeah, that's good. The system will allow you to save locations with the name on the Atlas so you can find them later. Cool. Another stash affinity for adding more item types, including socketables and tablets, and updating the flask menu to include charms. Okay, that's sick. That's actually on my notepad of things that are bothering me right now in the game. Was stash affinities are still pissing me off because we're missing like a couple that are important. So that's good. Another way to add is adding a way to rebind specters and tame beasts so that you can experiment with these options more easily. I don't get that. What does that mean? Anyways, I don't know. This is a 50-50 post. Some of it's kind of weird. I don't know. Some of it's good. Some of it's kind of weird. I don't know. This line really doesn't make sense to me right here. I really don't understand this. But yeah, I don't know. Looks okay, guys. I don't know. Probably make a full video on like all my thoughts by tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a fine post.